Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing this on this beautiful night? This is the night after Sunday, and the Sunday was January 18th, 2026. That was January 18th, 2026. This is the night after the 18th of January 2026. And this was Sunday, but don't forget this broadcast is Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth. We're here on what we call Sunday, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. This is light after Sunday at 9 p.m. And what we do here, this is Fight Fire with Truth, which is actually open conversation. If we have anything you want to talk about, speak on, or go on, is our choice, your choice, so we can hit up and conversate about different information. I kind of was going to let me first give a prayer, and then we're going to go into whatever our conversation is tonight. So we're going to start off with our prayer. We state, blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection on us, keep us in every way, allow us to flourish in your way, Father, and keep us in all ways that we may learn to do your will, do your status, and allow us to retain your status and your will and your word. We ask you to help us in every way and forgive us of things we have done in time past, today's time, and time to come. We bless you, thank you, and praise you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to forgive us of anything that we've done that's mispleasing in your sight, that we may turn back to you and do your will. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you Almighty. Praise you Almighty. All right. Greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night after Sunday? And the night, which is the night before Monday, as we call it, this is actually the second night of the week. Last night was the first night. This is the second night of the week. There's so much going on in this day and time. I don't even know what I was going. I was thinking about making my topic, but everybody already talked about it already. I can't. Only time I seen it from the beginning. I had caught it from the beginning. When I'm talking about it, let me rephrase and get back to the beginning. I was going to talk about the Cory Holcomb and which I say the Anton, the Cory Holcomb show and Anton Daniels. I was going to speak on that because yesterday as I was in the scriptures sharing information on First Kings, talking about situations in there that really abide by the things and coincide with the things that's going on today, and the disrespect, the respect, and things. And a lot of stuff is going on. We can see this happening in the scripture that's happening today. Now, it's so much that's going on in this day and time. I don't like being on. I don't want to be on the good or bad side of anybody. But I mean myself, I just like to be factual and truthful about things that's going on and the way things are happening, the way things are. And excuse me. And what I was going, really, I wasn't going to go off into that, but I guess right now my mind is kind of leading that way on certain things. So I just want to throw some things out in the air. A lot of people take sides today, and they're not just in the things that they should be just in. When I say just, they don't do just judgment. Let me put it like that. The just judgment, right? I didn't say that in a minute. Yeah, I did it a while back, but just judgment. When you're just, when you're righteous in the things that you say and do, when you can see and understand certain things, and then some people they try to take sides instead of just being straight down the middle. Now we all have flaws. We all have flaws, right? We all have flaws. We may take sides at one point or another when we should be just straight down the middle. Sometimes we'll take sides, sometimes we'll be one way compared to the next, but we should be straight up and down the middle no matter what, you know. And if we get called out, accept the call out. You know what I'm saying? If you call me out, yeah, okay, I did. If it was a mistake, it was a mistake. If it was something I did and I didn't realize it, bring that up. But a lot of times, a lot of people try to hold on to whatever it is that they do that when they know they're wrong and they get caught up in it, you know. But what I want to say is true. We in the time of truth. Truth is happening in this damn time. And this is what's coming out. A lot of things, and it was, and at first, let me just say, I'm gonna say this real quick. Look at what happened in, even though I don't think this, I know this not the beginning of the year, but look what happened in January 2024. January 2024. I think it was January 1st, 2024. Cat Williams came on the Shannon Sharpe show, lit it up, lit the Shannon Sharpe show up, and practically predicted what was going to happen throughout 24 and through 25, which was the Diddy situation. What's the preacher name? Big guy. I can't think of his name right now. I'm looking at it, I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. TV Jakes predicted things on TV Jakes. Diddy. Jay-Z was kind of coming into the mix, but he kind of got in and he got, he was whatever on the point that everything was coming to a certain point. A lot of stuff came out, but Cat Williams started that fire. Cat Williams started that fire in January of 2024. And that carried on from that point on. His words carried on from that all the way until what's coming out now. Now, this wasn't Cat Williams' information coming out now, but this is another form of truth, which is January. Now, I don't know, it was about 3 to 4 days ago. Anton Williams, Anton Daniels, and Cory Holcomb. January. The beginning of January is that. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened. Look what happened. You see, we're in the day of revealing. Matter of fact, I've been sharing with y'all what time it is we in. And as I share with people see 7 Horse City. How you doing? Say hi. Maria Para. Maria Perea says hi. Vincent Caradindo, that would look like, says hi, how you doing? Okay. What are you talking about? January, for a moment. And this is a good live. Thank you, Maria Perea. I appreciate you on that. I love you on that. This is Juice Pro 33. My name is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, or also known as Alkaline Water Guy. But what I wanted to share with you tonight is open conversation. Every quote unquote night after Sunday, which is night before Monday, which is actually Monday night. This is the night before Monday, really, but just sharing the facts. But tonight I'm just opening up, just sharing about what happened in January of 2024, which Cat Williams opened up on the Shannon Sharpe show. And then he carried information from 2024 all the way into 2025. But then what happened in 2025 I think that was January, wasn't it? Trump got, I don't know if it was inaugurated, but when he came in and he was, can't think of the word. Y'all forgive me because the words and stuff be right there, but y'all know what I'm talking about. When he came in and he was actually sworn in on the 19th under the Republic, but then when the 20th came, He just raised his hand. He didn't put his hand on the Bible. Do y'all remember that? Because he was already sworn in on the 19th under the Republic. But a lot of people don't know this. This is what I'm saying. You got to be in the know on information. And from this point, Trump has been in and doing his thing up until the certain point where we're at now. A lot of people are beginning to understand some of the things what was going on behind the scenes that was a smoke, what would they call it? A screenplay or a smoke and mirrors, you could say, that has been going on. Now, I'm not getting into the Democrat or no Republican or no political information debate because I'm not either or. I gotta let you know I'm sovereign. By me being sovereign, I'm free from that. I'm not Republican, nor am I Democrat. I am a sovereign principle. I'm not a sovereign citizen. Citizen, you have to be a ward of some type of state. I'm not a ward of state. I'm sovereign. I'm free from that bondage. All right. And there's so much I can go into that to give you a more understanding of the reason why the world is the way it is. And people are in the boxes and bowls and bottles that they are in. And they don't even realize it. They don't realize it because they're too far in it to understand it. But once you come out of it, you can look back and see. And if people want to come out, they can see. But first, people like this has to have and has to want a mind of understanding of information. All right. Some people can be so far up, but they not out. They think they out, but they're so far up, but it's a lot more to go. I've been to the mountaintop, as they say, or I'm still climbing, but I'm almost there. When I say I'm almost there, when I say I'm free, I'm in the Alps. I'm up there. I'm up there where the thin air is at. Where it makes your head light. That's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people still down here in the valley. Some up in the upper points of the mountain, but I'm up in the Alps. I'm up there. I'm not at the top, but I'm up in the heavens, in the mountains. That's where I'm at. So, just saying that, just recognizing. That's what I'm doing. I like to recognize, show facts, and proof on the things that I've come to know. I don't know everything, but what I do know, I can stand on. If I don't know, I'm not going to act like I know something and be trying to speak on something I don't know. That's not me. I'm not going to act like I know something and act like all intellectual. No, no. Now, I know a lot, and I just may not get, a lot of times the words is not coming out, but they're right there. Sometimes I see faces, I can't even get the words out. But the fact is, I try to make myself known on the things that I know and come to understand. Now, like I said, to January 2024, which is not the beginning of the year, but is the beginning of the time that they say that they want the year to be, which is in 2024. The year begins in the spring. That's when the year actually begins, according to the creator laws. But at this time, Cat Williams got on the Shannon Sharp show, shared a lot of information, and a lot of stuff came out. Diddy, like I said, TD Jakes and a lot of other people and things were just revealed, whether it was supposed to be revealed in one way or another. Now, we are more critical on ourselves than any other nation. All other nations don't talk about each other. We are the ones, you know what? We are the ones being looked at all over the world. And do you know why the magnifying glasses, number one, we put it on ourselves. But you know why we put it on ourselves? Because it was meant for us to put it on ourselves because we are the ones who's supposed to shine. We are the ones who are supposed to shine. We are the light of the world. Right now, we are dim light. You understand what I'm saying? We are dim light right now. Getting brighter daily. And what I mean by that, a lot of us is growing wiser, more spiritual, and we're having our spiritual awakening daily. A lot of us is waking up all over the world daily. But it's for those who choose to want knowledge, you want information, who's looking for the creator, who's looking for a change than what they're doing right now. So a lot of people are satisfied where they're at. A lot of people are satisfied where they are. Okay. I was looking for some questions. Nobody asked no questions, nothing like that. Okay, we're over here on Facebook. My brother Russell Clayton Jr. Bay is watching. How you doing, Russell? He said, peace. He said, always speaking the truth. Yes, sir. Trying to as much as possible. You are speaking the raw truth of the Bible. Yes, the best I know, as long as the Creator give it to me, that's what I give. But the point that I'm talking about right now on tonight is open conversation. So by night being open conversation, I was just trying to share information on the situation that happened between Anton Daniels, a fellow Detroiter, which is my home. Even though I traveled, I left Detroit, went to Europe, performed in Europe, but was in Germany, but performed from Europe, traveled, toured, might as well say, helped put out some music and things like that, danced, performed and everything, went through my spiritual awakening, excuse me. Went through my spiritual awakening when I was over there after being with Imperial for a year. Went through my spiritual awakening. And before going through that spiritual awakening, I made a promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. And this is my mission and what I'm doing. And I'm holding my promise to the point of what I've come to know when it comes to the truth and knowledge that I've come to understand and to know. So, with that being said, I've traveled from Detroit to Germany to Mississippi, learned the Bible from Genesis to Revelations at that time, and then was there for about 8 to 10 years. I'm saying 8 to 10 years because I was at one place at least for 6 to 8 years, and then moved to another after growing in knowledge, moved to another place of another facility of knowledge of information, and was barely at another one before leaving Mississippi, heading to Atlanta. Then I was in Atlanta for about 10 and a half years. I'm gonna say 10 and a half years. I'm just say 10 and a half years. So, and for my calculation, I was going 22 years or 22 and a half years. I left Detroit, came back 22 and a half years later to live, that is. Between that time, I did come and visit off and on, but not much. But until my latter years, like when I was in Atlanta, I came to visit. But other than that, I traveled. But my home is here in Detroit, born and raised, you know. And I just want to say, I don't have nothing against Cory, or I really truthfully, I have nothing against either one of them. Cory stands on the things that he stands on, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? Cory Holcomb, he stands on what he stands on. And the way Anton Daniel stand is how I stand. You know what I'm saying? You just stand your ground. And I'm majority of the, and I'm just gonna say not everybody, but majority of the people in Detroit are like that. And not just people in Detroit, people all over are you got people who have standards. You're either gonna stand your ground or you're going to be somebody that's wishy-washy. And I'm not saying that Cory is wishy-washy. And I'm going to tell you my point on Cory's situation, all right? Even though he couldn't let it go. After Anton, hell, okay, man, we good. It should have been gone. If y'all look at the video and look at the whole situation, Cory could not let it go. Anton was trying to get back to the conversation. When he think about it, when he shook hands, he said, "I'm good" 2 or 3 times. Cory couldn't let it go. And I'm just being honest with you. Now you got to first start. To me, Cory was starting off with jabs. He's starting off with jabs. Now, first thing that I'm seeing now, I was looking at the Angry Man. That's the only time I seen it from the beginning. Because I looked at it today. Brother Angry Man, I got to give him props. The Angry Man, he read everything as it should. He looked at it, stop, look, stop, look, stop, look, stop. But I'm gonna tell you what everybody missed. I'm gonna tell you what I picked up that everybody missed from the beginning. Even though when Anton said, I made it on time. My stepfather was like that. He was the stickler for time. He liked to be on time. Come in a little late. Or he said, well, I was here on time. what have you. That didn't mean they had a grudge or nothing like that. He was just letting them know I was here on time. That's it. Anton was trying to carry a Pacific conversation and kept trying to speak on a certain thing. Now, I'm going to tell you my point of view when I started seeing things go left, all right? My point is, it was certain things when Anton was talking about voting, right? This went over a lot of people's heads. So you got to understand, certain people have certain triggers, even though, like he said, man, you said a lot of stuff to me. I ain't said, but Anton never brought up any of that stuff. Even when he said kissing white, he never even brought that up in the video. At the time, he never even brought that up. He never even went back to that. He just kept moving forward, So the whole thing, you got to understand, everybody's different and a lot of people think differently. And I understand, and I'm going to tell you truthfully, Cory was sincere in a way. When he was a whole man, he was respectable from that point on in his conversation, but he couldn't let it go. That was the problem. Cory Holcomb couldn't let it go. He kept talking about it one way or another instead of just getting back to the conversation or even let someone else come in. If he couldn't handle the conversation because the way Anton knew a lot of newer stuff, and whether he understood or not, or agreed or not, or disagreed or to disagree, he kept harping on the camp. And you know what? We get tired of that. I'm saying we, a lot of us. I'm saying us, or many of us. We get tired of staying harping on. Okay, we good, bro. Let's move on. I don't forgot about it. And what it was, no, let me get back to my beginning before I get down there. When Cory said, when Anton talked about voting and Cory talked about voting, talked about, man, I don't vote, whatever. He said, yeah, when Cory said, and this, I'm gonna tell you with my point of view, what I saw, when he said, I think voting is for suckers. He was really, this is my point of view. I'm not saying this what it is. In my point of view, he was calling Anton a sucker. Man, I think voting is for suckers, But the whole point is he's going by what his feeling, what his thoughts is. He's not going by the stats or whatever people think or whatever. Like he said, and even when Anton said, well, I'm not talking about presidential, I'm talking about local for your community. But Cory's mind is set like, well, it don't work, it don't even matter. He thinks that just like which we know the presidential ones, they're set up already. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. The presidential votes are set up because you got two heads of the same family. You got two heads of the same family. All of them go back to the Queen and to Britain. The only ones that I know of, from what I've come to know, Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy, and Trump are the only three who is not a part of that family. They're the only three who is not a part of the family from England and from the Queen and all them. Them the only three that I know that's not a part of that family that made it into the presidential hookup. It's a system of control. This is the Roman Empire. A brother, matter of fact, I got something I'm gonna put in the post thing. Glad I thought about it. A brother shared today that Esau is them, and he went into some history about a Jew going to find out this information. I already knew it according to the scriptures. According to scripture, you can see that they are the Edomites. People choose not to read, they choose not to study. And many choose not to believe or want to understand that the Bible is true. A lot of people choose to turn a blind eye to the truth and the facts. It could be right there in your face. But just because of what you think or what you was told, you ain't gonna go with it. Me, I go by prophecy, I go by history, and I go by facts. That's what I go by. And I don't give you the small little detail like a lot of people. I give you the broad detail that trickles down to the small detail. I give you the broad detail. I give it to you on a massive scale where you can see it before it trickles all the way down to the little minute. I give you the broad point from the scriptures. That's what I do. So I'll show you from that point. I'll show you where we at today. I'll show you where we at in this day and time. I'll show you all the things that's happening in this day and time according to prophecy, the word of Yah. That's what I do. Now, some people can come down and what they're doing, I can connect the dots from what they have with what's going on. I can connect the dots. If they have some dots, okay, I can see this and that, and what connects with this, with the Roman Empire, the Greeks, and what other empire that's out there or that has happened, which is the Babylonian, the Medes and the Persian, then the Greek, then the Roman Empire, and where we at today. We're in the feet today. We're in the separation of the Roman Empire and the Roman Empire, which is the iron and the clay. We're in the separation today, even though they're together, but they're really separate. That's where we're at today. A lot of people are separating themselves from the system. A lot of people don't realize it, but we're separating ourselves just by becoming sovereign. But it all depends on what type of separation you are as well. Because those that is of the rock in Daniel chapter 2, of the stone that crushed that whole statue in Daniel chapter 2. Let me get that for you real quick. Just gonna get that for you real quick so you can understand what I'm saying. I just want to hit that real quick. But the whole point I'm getting at, Daniel chapter 2, I think I'm gonna give you an early part on this. I ain't gonna go all the way down to 40. I could, but I might not. But I'm gonna give you to the point. Okay, right after Ezekiel. Here we go, right here. I'm gonna show you something. When it talks about the stone, those who are anointed of the Creator, those who are keeping the Creator laws, you're the stone. Daniel chapter 2, but we're gonna start up here in verse 20. Well, I started at 26. We're gonna take it on down to 35. We're taking it to 35, but I might take it to 40 just so you have a better understanding. But let's break it down real quick, just so you can understand. All right. But this right here is talking about the Roman Empire and where we at today. Truth is being told today. Truth is being revealed, should I say. Let me put it like that. Truth is being revealed in this day and time. And how is it being revealed? Through us. We're doing it. We're seeking, we're searching, we're finding. The Creator is opening our eyes to knowledge and information that we never knew. Things are opening up, and the Father is allowing us to see. For those who have eyes to see and want to see. A lot of people like being asleep. But let's start off with the dream and its interpretation. This is Daniel chapter 2, starting at 25. And we're going to move right here at 26. The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, which name is Daniel, that Belshazzar, art thou able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen and the interpretation thereof? Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, the secret which the king has demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto you unto the king? 28. But there is a Yah in heaven, there's a God in heaven that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. That's what people fail to realize. What shall be in the latter days? The latter days. what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. There we go. I'm make sure I got that. 29. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what shall come to pass hereafter. And he that revealeth secret maketh known to thee what shall come to pass. This the creator. That's what Daniel is. Daniel is the one that tells dreams, right? No different than Joseph, right? Verse 30. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have more than any living. Same thing. No different. All this stuff is from the spirit of Yah that has been given to me to give to you through the anointing that he has done to me. And it's not me, it's the spirit upon me that the creator has given to make me understand, to give you the understanding too, what his word is. And here we go. But as for me, the secret is not revealed to me, verse 30, for any wisdom that I have more than any living, but for the sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know that the thoughts of thy heart. Let me finish that again. To the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of thy heart. Verse 31, Daniel 2 and 31. Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold. This image, see, it was an image. It was a statue, but it was an image. This image's head was of fine gold, right? His breasts and his arms of silver. Breasts and arms. He said breasts, but arms of silver. His belly and his thighs of brass. Belly and thighs was brass. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Legs was iron, and his feet was part iron and part clay, right? Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon the feet that were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. Now, let me share some with you in this 34th verse. It says, thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands. That was the law that was given to Moses. And what that law is, this is the image in his head upon his bed of a dream and a vision, but in reality, it's the law upon those who carry the law, who laws is in the heart of the people, and we're going to be the ones who break this image down, starting where? At the feet, which is where we are. Starting at the end. Starting at the end to the beginning. Gonna break all that stuff down. All that stuff that's going on today, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Christmas is a part of Babylon. And all this stuff is a part of all the old worlds. Rome is a conglomerate of everything. But let's keep it moving. 34 again. Thou sawest till that the stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, smote upon the feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Started at the feet first, meaning you started at the end. 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together. See, started at the feet first, meaning started what we're doing today. We're waking up as a people. First, everything has to be what word am I using? Has to be mended, or everything has to be straightened out. You have to make the crooked road straight. People got to start knowing the truth in today's time. As they learn the truth, this is going to be breaking the system down. This is why people are becoming sovereign. People are learning about the private and the public. People are learning about the executive level and the executive level. All this stuff that people are beginning to know now. This is what's waking the people up. for those who choose to awaken. Again, 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain. The Creator's mountain. This is the world. And filled the whole earth. You see that? You see that right there, right? Excuse me. And the stone that smote the image, which is the law, within the people that smote the image, all the image is actually all four kingdoms, became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. What did we get? Well, I keep telling y'all what we're going to be in Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. That's us. Verse 36. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. 37. Thou, O king, art a king of kings. He is a king of kings. There's many kings in Babylon, remember? Egypt, uh, Egypt, Syrians, Ethiopians, all different type of nationalities. In Babylon, everybody went their own way throughout the earth, right? But he's a king of kings. He is a king of kings, for Yah of heaven hath given thee a kingdom. Yeah, people don't look at that. He hath given him a kingdom, power and strength and glory. It's Nebuchadnezzar. 38. And whithersoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven has he given into thine hand. The children of men. What's the children of men? We was put in his hand, right? When they went to Babylon. The children of men with the children of Israel was put under his foot, under his hand. Has made thee ruler, Father of heaven, and given them into the hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. 39. And after thee shall rise another kingdom. See, this is the other kingdom. Inferior to thee, which was the Medes and the Persians. And another third kingdom, which is the Greeks. But check out what it says after the third kingdom. And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all of the earth. Now, this is where Alexander the Greek went around conquering everywhere he went, right? But what did 40 say? And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And that's your verse 4. That's the four kingdoms. This is part of what's going on today. And we're in the feet of the fourth kingdom. And this is where the truth is being told now. Everything has to be broken down. Number one, we've been going through all the hell that we're going through. And then within the last kingdom, we had Jesus. Jesus was one of the things that the Creator told us. Now, he didn't say Jesus in general, but Jesus is the entity that he said that you should, he's going to move up to other kingdoms and to other lands that we know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known. You're going to learn all these other things. You're going to forget who you are. And that's what has happened to us. And this is why people are fighting for a Democrat and Republican today, not knowing that their sovereignty is freedom from the political from the political party. That's the real freedom we're supposed to have. But people don't know it because when you're so deep in the rabbit hole or deep in hell, you don't realize it. But then 41 says, and whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part is clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. And the iron is the system. The system is this kingdom, but the iron is, and then what we're doing, we're mixed with it. A lot of our people, let's read why I share with y'all. I've been sharing with you. In 2020 was the great the judgment over the whole earth. Genesis 15 verse 14. But before 14, you got 12 and 13 when it says that excuse me, that a horrible great darkness fell upon Abram as the sun was going down from noonday. As the sun was going down, a great horror fell. He fell asleep, and a great horror came over him of darkness and great horror. That happened when he was dreaming. In was us as a people and things that we went through the forgetfulness of our minds, the dark ages. All this stuff comes about for understanding. And by going through the dark ages, all this stuff is the things that's happening with us at that time, this time, and things not things to come, because things to come is starting to be awoken. It's time to be awoken from the things that has been showed. But as you read on down, for as much so the iron mixed with mercury, verse 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And that's what's going on now. It's going to be partly strong by the system itself, but partly broken because everybody's finding out truth. We are breaking away from that system. We are breaking away from that system. 43. And whereas Daniel 2 and 43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, with us. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. See that? We ain't gonna cleave, so we're gonna start separating. It's gonna happen. It's gonna have to happen. Because what's going on now? But 44 says, in the days of those kings, right? In the days of those kings shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. But when it says, verse 44, and in the days of these kings, what king? Babylon, Medes and the Persian, Greek and Roman Empire. Shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom? He set it up through Abram. When he told Abram about his seed gonna be like the stars of heaven. And it was set up from Abram through Isaac, through Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's when they were set up. And through all this time, we've been set up. We was a kingdom when David was in charge. We was a kingdom when Solomon was in charge. We was a kingdom until we went into Babylon. We've been a kingdom. And there has been many other kingdoms being set up since that time. But before Israel came in, you had Lot and Lot and his two daughters had children, the Moabites and the Ammonites. The Moabites are what are the Moors we call today. They became a great kingdom in the earth. They're the ones who taught the Caucasians, which is the Edomites. The Edomites got strong, and that's I told you I got a post I'm gonna put in here tonight when I'm done. I got a post and I got out of Facebook that I'm gonna put in here. This brother broke it down and showed this Jew, and he connect, and it's already in the scripture, but he connect where the not Rothschild, the ones in charge is Esau. But it's already in the book, in I believe in Genesis chapter 36. Genesis, I think it's 36. It already tells you, and I've been saying that for the longest too. When it talks about dukes and kings. Dukes and kings. I think that's 36. 35. Nope. 34 is in the 30s. It's Exodus. I haven't even got to Genesis yet. That's why. There we go. Genesis 30. Right here. Turn right to, yep, Genesis 36. The descendants of Esau. And when you read on down, you can see exactly Genesis 36. When you can read on down, you can see the descendants of Esau. And it talks about dukes and it talks about kings. Then it talks about the Horites. These are the sons of Seir, the Horites. That's when they went to Mount Seir. SEIR is where the mount they was, and they combined with the Horites there. So the information is there. The knowledge and the history is there. But people don't choose to research and find out, to read, to understand. But see, everybody want to look at books from man. You know what tripped me out? People want to go and look at books from what man has made when the scriptures is strictly from the creator that spoke through man to give his information to write it down in the book, and at the time give it to people that was here. Every book out there is really from here. This is the foundation for all the other books that's made. All the other books out there goes with this instead of this going with other books. Because this right here is the history of the world from beginning to the end. Everything else belongs according to this, not this according to that. But it all depends on how you look at things and the way you want to look at it. But then again, 44. And in the days, Daniel 2 and 44, and in the days of these kings shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all of these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's our kingdom, which is the Creator's kingdom, which will stand forever in time to come. 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, that's the law, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. Yep, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great Yah that made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. But the key to all this is right here in 28. It says, but there is a Father, God in heaven, that revealeth secrets and maketh known to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, what shall be in the latter days is your key. Latter days is what we in. Matter of fact, we're in the last of the last days now. We're waking up and come to understand what it is that we're supposed to do in our purpose for those who choose to stand in their purpose. Nebuchadnezzar, what shall be in the latter days? Thy dream and the vision of thy head upon thy bed are these. Then he broke down and told everything was going on. So that was the information to Nebuchadnezzar, which was in Babylon, the king of Babylon, talking about what happened then, what was going to come to pass to today. Mm-hmm. After the time of David, but all that happened. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pause it right here because we up in the hours right now. Shoot, what time is it? We 40 something, almost 50 minutes in. But Cory Holcomb and Anton Daniels, they just a prodigy of what's going on today. No different than Cat Williams in 2024 when he came out and shared the information with on the Shannon Sharp show. When he came out, shared information, a lot of stuff came to pass. Trump was implemented in January of 25. Certain things happened. We had a lot of controversy going on between that time, plus the Diddy situation. Now we here in 2026, and we got the Cory Holcomb and the Anton Daniels situation going on. It's just that it shows it's going to be a different. Now, I got to say this real quick before we go. I want to make sure I make this clear. You got to understand. Now, I heard about something happened at one time with Spears or something like that on the show, and I think Cory got sued. I don't know. I'm just giving my point of view of what's been happening between this time. Now, Cory may not want to get with. He didn't know what was going to end up happening. Even though he was where he was in that. Number one is both of them, even though they got heated, it was still professional that they didn't fight on camera. That's number one. It was professional that they didn't fight on camera. I don't care how heated you get. We brothers. When I say brothers, I'm talking about we gonna buck, and it get to a certain point, respect. And like I said, if you look at it from the beginning all the way up until Anton said what he said, Anton was getting he was getting disrespected, undercover and disrespected. He was being called a sucker. Well, I ain't gonna be no sucker. I'm not. You know, they think voting are suckers. I think people that vote are suckers. Well, you know, I think people that don't vote are ignorant. Yeah, but I may be ignorant, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no, you know, we said, well, then, you know, he said it several times. Sucker. Anton ignored that. That would say, you said things a few times. And when you get hot, me. When I get hyped, my voice get high, I understood why Anton's voice got high because mine have gotten like that. And it's close to fighting time at that time. But just saying, just knowing. I know. If you a man, and if you know the character, you know. So everybody's seen it. I don't care how much a lot of you out there see, and it's another thing and I'm not gonna. I gotta say this. We got a lot of people out here who sell wolf tickets, right? I'm the same way. If you're gonna do something, do it. If you ain't, you ain't. If you're gonna carry out something, if you're gonna stand on something, stand on it. Or else don't say it. Why be phony? Why say something you don't believe or you ain't gonna want to do? Don't do that. Don't speak on something that you ain't gonna do. Don't act like you're gonna do something you ain't gonna do. All right. And I can not now. I'm really gonna tell you. I can understand Cory's point of view by not going as far because I understand he didn't want to go as far because he could think he's gonna get sued. He think he's gonna lose his show if they'd have fought right then and there. And he was thinking about the show. I could think of now on his point, I could think of that. But the fact is, you're getting in the axe, the whole thing. You took the axe always when he said, "Bro, that's cool." It's done. He should have left it alone. But he took other shots after that. Now Cory seemed like he was all right. He seemed like he was cool, but now he throwing little jabs on little side shots. You know what I'm saying? How? Man, you got a woman with you and this and that and he didn't say with you, man. This man, what's that? You got a person have a wife and you got and we ain't stupid. Nobody who is dumb. If I know you're talking about me, I know you're talking about me. But don't play me dumb. So say what you gotta say. Don't try to talk around it. Say what you gotta say. I ain't got time to teach kids all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff. And then when he came back, that's why he said I messed on you because he kept jabbing. And if you know, when Anton said he a chess player, he playing chess. He played chess. You got to see what the next move is gonna go. You know what your move is gonna be, but you got to set up the next move. That's a chess player. When you put up a move, you're gonna need to see a person gonna go for the move, or they're gonna go around the move and try to set a move beyond to set your move up. Ain't that a chess player? So either either gonna get checkmate, or you're gonna set another move up in order to make a better move. And if you too busy, see, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you my point, because I'm like, Anton said everything was good because he kept trying to go on with the conversation. He kept trying. Cory kept coming back with the other conversation. He should have left it alone. That's what happened. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what triggered Anton, and I know. Man, I feel like I'm talking to a bee, or talking to a bee. You know what I'm saying? Because now, just before I even get to that point, and I'm saying this before I get on part one, when Anton started trying to talk to this dude to talk to him because he act like he ain't listening, no different than when he sitting up and telling you, when Cory was telling Anton, well, you got someone got a woman here, and somebody, this man, and he got a woman here that's not his wife. What's that? But Anton telling him, no, tell me what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I want you to tell me what you're saying. Be more specific. If you're trying to say something, say it. Don't beat around the bush. Say what you're saying. So in his way of beating around the bush, Anton was beating around the bush. He talking to Greg or whoever the dude is. He said it. I'm talking to Cory through him. Oh, there's some B stuff. See, everything is not stuff is being gay stuff now. All this gay stuff coming in. So everything felt the way that it felt the way that it felt. And like I say, I like Cory. You know what I'm saying? I like because he stand on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Certain things he stand on. I don't got nothing bad to say about either one of them, because both of them brothers, both of them men. And that's what we do as men. We stand as men, but you got to understand both of them situation. Both of them got something to lose. Both of them had something to lose. Both of them had something to lose when it comes to their platform on YouTube or what have you. And Cory, he, even though he threatened him, hey, if it was me, let's go outside. We can go outside, and then we can come back. What's up, bro? You know what? They'd probably been good friends afterwards. See, that's how we used to come up. We used to come up, and I made friends behind fighting. I didn't lose too many of my fights growing up, and I'm not bragging on like that. I'm just saying when I was coming up. I'm an older guy now. I'm almost 6-0. This year I beat it 6-0 this year. Just letting you know. And I can still go. Just saying. But the whole point I'm saying is this, that if you're going to stand for your integrity, stand on it. You don't have to mess your bag up, though. Because just like when Witchcraft said, let's go outside and shoot a fair one, I done went out there with him. Or else, when Cory sat down and left it alone, when they shook hands, it should have been left alone. Because that right there, it de-escalated. It was de-escalated at that time. But hey, sometimes you're gonna keep pushing and push the wrong button and keep going and keep going, and then he found the button when he called him a bee. I feel like I'm talking to a bee. Oh man, see now men, both of them fighting words, but he disrespected Anton when he said about licking. You know what I'm saying? That's still a sexual act. No matter how you all want to look at it, it's still a sexual act. Imagine, just don't even think about it. But the whole point is it's a sexual act. Both of them. You kissing white man, that's a sexual act. See, it's a certain thing you say to people, and there's certain things you don't. Find out your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Number one is we shouldn't be talking to each other like that, no way. I wouldn't talk to another man like that. That's what's wrong with our conversations now. That's the problem. It's your conversation and what you have and how you talk to other people. That's the problem of today. How come we can't just have civilized conversation? We can sit down and then argue. Why do we have to use those words? All these words, I mean, to me, they're low-grade words anyway. They're low-level words. I don't care how high your vocabulary is. You don't have to use those words. But look at your environment and what you've been raised in, and still using excuses for the things that you're going through. No different than Anton saying about the way our people think. And a lot of our people are ignorant. And I got to be honest. They don't choose to learn more. They don't choose to know more. They like where they are. They like being on a lower level in the mind. Anton even said, it's here. This is where you got to grow. But people choose not to. So other than that, this is the end of part one. Just want to say, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening there, your seeing eye. And don't forget that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And if y'all want to know why I read that Daniel chapter 2, let you know about what's going to happen in the latter days, I read that because verse 28 tells you again, what shall be in the latter days? These things are come to pass. We in the Roman Empire. We're in the Roman Empire, and this is where we are now. And I could really break it down for y'all in Revelations, Revelation 13, to show you where we at and the things we're going through. But I just want to come to one point right now. I want to go to Isaiah chapter 40, I think that's 46. Isaiah 46 and 10. This is the reason why I just read what I read. I'll take it from 7 to 10. Nope. Yeah. I think I'll start from 8 because 7 talks about the deity of the day, what they carried on their shoulders and set into place. But yet still that's an idol. But verse 8 states, remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Number 9. Remember the former things of old. This is the reason why I read chapter 2. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yah, and there is none else. I am Yah, and there is none like me. Declaring the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. From ancient times, meaning from the beginning, things that haven't even been done yet. And we're still going through stuff that haven't even been done yet. Still today. Verse 10 again, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And all this is of the Father. Everything that's going on today is of the Father. Everything that is happening today is of the Creator. Why? Because the Creator seen everything from the beginning to the end, and we're just bystanders and prospects going through it. That's all we are. It all depends on where you stand in the law or in the world. It all depends on what you decide to do. If you choose to stand in the world, you're going to go down with the world. If you choose to stand in heaven or in the law, you're going to be in heaven. And I mean down in the world, I mean physically. And I mean in heaven, I mean physically. But that's the sad thing that people don't understand. But, like I just said, that Mikael in Daniel 12. And also just want to let y'all know that if y'all like to get back in contact with me, we have on Tuesday Rising, and Tuesday, the night after Tuesday, which is Tuesday Rising at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, but that night after Tuesday, which is, I like to say it like it is, but people call it Tuesday night at 9 p.m. But on the rising of the day at 7:30 a.m., we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. If you're interested in coming through, you can come through the beginning or the late night, or at night rather. And there we share information according to your private status, if you're interested in coming or building or getting to your private status, and we teach you to know the information. So this is what we do, and this is the ground level, which is the foundation that we building our house on, or our building on, however you want to call it. So this is the foundation that we're starting on with everybody, which is on Tuesday rising at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, or at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, which is the night after Tuesday. So other than that, you can text me your name, number, and email, and put in there, I would like to know more about the solving classes. That way I know that it's for the solving classes instead of someone texting me about the alkaline water and alkaline teas. So if you put that in, that'll let me know. But the number is 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can also email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to get on some of my platforms, which is my public platform mainly, I'm on YouTube and also X, formerly known as Twitter. YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. Put in your search engine, Juice Pro 33. That's JUICE PRO 33. That's JUICE PRO 33. All together, put in the search engine, and you can please like, subscribe, and share. That's for your X, formerly known as Twitter, and for my YouTube. Also, you can connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Again, that's MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. You can also connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. That's Instagram and one of my TikToks, and both of them is under L'chaim__ the juice, which is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. And also, if you like to catch me on my other TikTok and my other YouTube, there's my other TikTok and my other YouTube. That's under Michael the Juice Harris. And it's spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. All right. Now, for my full version, you can go my Patreon and also my Rumble. My Patreon and my Rumble at rumble.com and patreon.com. Both of them /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com and patreon.com /LKH. Excuse me. LKHYYM. All right. Now, for my my Zooms, we're on at 9 p.m., what we call Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern time, what we call on Sunday, after Sunday, which is Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge, which is open conversation, which is what we have tonight. We also on the night after Monday at 9 p.m., which is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's after Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're here at 9 p.m. On Zoom. And Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And don't forget, I just shared with you at 7:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. the night after Tuesday. So that's 7:30 a.m. Tuesday, rising of the sun, or after the sun go down at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, we're here at Solving Class of Knowledge. That's 9 p.m. Eastern and 7:30 a.m. Eastern as well. And then we're back here on the Sabbath day. Back here on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning at 12 noon. And this is the Sabbath, which is the assembly of the righteous. This is the assembly of the righteous, and we're going through the scriptures of the book as we go every Sabbath. So other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there, your seeing. We'll be right back with part 2. This is part 1, but what we're going to do is we're going to go over that. See my brother Russell. We'll be right back with part 2 in a moment. But hold on. Oh, I'm going to say this before I pause you, Zoom. I could been pause you already, but you're already on. Again, we got Russell Clayton Bay. He said, peace, always speaking the truth. You're speaking the raw truth of the Bible. Stand your ground. You are going to be on some fake stuff. Yep, people do. Come on now. That's the thing I like doing it. Just has some there we go. Say you can vote, but they are going to put in office who they want in there. Most of the presidents are related to the Queen of England. Yes. Good talking. Thank you, brother. Moors brought the civilizations. Yes. Now I can agree to that. Moors brought the civilizations that we have today. I can agree to that because they were established all around the world. I can agree to that. Moors brought the civilizations. Awesome show tonight. We never had the vote. Okay, we never had vote. Then we got Yashuala. Shalom, family, my brother. Shalom to you, my brother. We got Matthew Page is watching. Yashua, Russell again, Russell Clayton Jr. Bay. He was disrespected. Yeah, he was disrespected. Roman Empire is going to be destroyed. Yes, it is. We are going to be on the Roman side or the indigenous side. That's true. But that's already going on now. Great show as always. The people are waking up. Peace. All right, Russell. I'm glad you're still here, bro. Or whoever that may be. And over here on YouTube Live, we got this is a good live stream, and this is Maria Para. Maria Para said hi. JD Green, how you doing? JD Green said hi. Said hi twice. JD Green said hi about 3 times. Like that's about it over here. And over here on Instagram, we have Zionist, is it Zionist? Zion Essence Tales. Zionist Tales. That what it looks like anyway. Forgive me if I got you wrong. All right. Other than that, I like to thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience. You're listening there. You're seeing that. We'll be right back with part 2. I just want to say peace. First to Zoom. Greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? This is part 2 of Fight Fire with Truth and Open Conversation. This is Fight Fire with Truth and Open Conversation. Excuse me, which is part 2. We didn't actually have I wanted I kind of wanted to call it Anton and Cory, Anton and Cory Holcomb, but I really didn't want to just get off. It really wasn't all about them because I went into scriptures talking about the ending from the beginning and the latter days. These things will be going on. The things that's going on today, people really don't understand because we're in the latter days. Truth is being told. Truth is coming out, and we're getting down to the men being men. We're going back to the old days. And if you notice now, I respect both the fact that Anton and Cory, the fact that I respect the fact that it didn't go as far as it did because, you know, we don't need to be in public, especially as grown men with status. I'm not saying I got status or anything like that, but both of those men have status, and they shouldn't be out there fighting like that in public anyway. It should have been behind closed doors, and then that way respect would have been gained. And I'm gonna tell you, respect goes a long way. And when the person respects you, you know, like I said, a lot of times people become real friends behind that. Once you actually having a, you know, a straight up respectable fight, win or lose, when you know you've been in a fight with somebody, you get respect behind that. You know what I'm saying? You get respect behind that. But I also, like I said, I understand one reason why, because he was shaking. He didn't know what the next move was. And sometimes you can shake, you can be shake because your adrenaline you're ready to make the next move, or you can shake because you're scared. Now, truthfully, I don't really think that Cory Holcomb was really scared, but I think he was calculating his moves. And sometimes like in chess, like I said earlier in part one, in chess, when you make a move, you got to know your move. And if you don't know your next move, you know your next move could be detrimental, right? You don't know what's going to happen in the next move. If you're really not a chess player, you don't know what's going to happen in the next move. So you really didn't know how. So the whole thing, if you're a chess player, you know how to calculate your moves, know what to know. Just got to know how to make your move. And if you're not a chess player, you don't know the next move to take because somebody's already ahead of you a couple of steps. And that's what chess is about. So, but when not but that was the whole thing. And men know men. And like I said earlier, I ain't say I don't think I said on part one, but most men size men up, especially when it comes to a point where they're gonna think they might, you know, they're gonna size them up. And a lot of people size you up and they be trying you too, as in sizing you up, playing games. That's why, you know, you ain't supposed to be playing no game with no another man. You know what I'm saying? Some people size them up by the words and stuff by they say. It was a size up between everything that was going on because whether Cory knew it or not, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna say it from the beginning. Cory was testing him from the door. I don't care how much. It was some woman in blue from Detroit who said some crazy stuff he ended up Cory, not Cory. Anton was looking at something about the smoke. He wanted to see what people was thinking about him. In the last part, this girl, sad, 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 sad. This young lady, she was talking about Anton, but she really had it backwards, where her whole conversation was backwards. When she talking about Anton, sound like she was talking about when she talking about Anton, sound like she talking about Cory. But she had Anton. She was definitely talking about Anton, but the way the thing was, it was backwards. But she was recognizing Anton as Cory according to the way the conversation was going. And I'm like, man, I can't believe this. And she said she saw the whole thing. When you sit down and look at that, you can see good and well who was in the wrong. And what you call him's tongue, after what you call him said what he said, his tongue got a lot calmer, but then he started trying to be slick with it again. I'm talking about Cory now, and I got to be honest. I'm not trying to take sides. I just see it for what it is. And this is what the point about men. When men, instead of trying to take sides, when you see things, you call it out. When you see something wrong, call it out. I'm gonna tell you what I saw wrong from the get-go. When Cory was saying he was a sucker. Now he didn't say directly that he was a sucker, but he was calling voters a sucker. But that's what he do. He votes. If you saying voters are sucker, you calling me a sucker. Well, I vote. Well, I just can't do nothing. You gotta listen to what he's saying. He was mainly calling him a sucker to his face, undercover. You see what I'm saying? That's to me, that started everything. And he said, "Well, I think people don't vote. I think they're ignorant, you know." And that wasn't really hard, but he just saying think they're ignorant because they don't vote. Now that wasn't hard, but he's called him a sucker. So I think they're ignorant. It could have been left alone right there, but it kept going on. It kept reaching, kept reaching. And then he kept moving. That's another thing. When Anton would make a point on certain things, he'll move the goalpost. He'll say something, he'll move. He moving, and he won't have the conversation as the conversation is going. Can't he's trying to find something to trap him in so he can stay on that conversation. That's what he was doing. I'm gonna tell you what Cory was doing. Cory was playing chess. Okay, I'm trying to go here. Okay, I'm going here. Okay, I'm going here. That's what Cory was doing. People can't see it. I seen it clear as day. He playing chess, trying to get to a king and try to take his king around the board. But Anton was playing chess. He was strategic with what he was saying. He was like, hold on, let's finish. You trying to get me to go along with your narrative with everything you're saying, but I'm trying to get you to understand this is where we at. Well, he was giving certain points to give people, and you know what? That's why we can't grow. We can't grow because we don't listen to. We believe what we believe instead of trying to live. Say, wait a minute, I may have been wrong in my life about certain things, and I'm gonna tell you, as far as I'm concerned, where I'm at today, both of them shouldn't be a part of it. Well, Cory says he's not part of any party. Me, where I'm at today, I'm sovereign. I'm not political. I'm not none of that. But what Anton said, he said he's a Christian. No, that's something I didn't. He said he's a Christian, right? And like he said, you can make good and bad of anything. And that's true. That is true. You can make anything good and you can make anything bad. That is totally true. You can take it. A lot of people take this right here and think this is bad because of quote, they say white man made it, right? That's what they say. They don't understand the creator. That's the whole point. This is where understanding comes in at. Get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all your getting, get an understanding. Why? Because understanding will keep thee. A lot of people don't have understanding today. A lot of people is lost with understanding and they go with belief and they go, you know what? Something just hit me. And this is where everybody at right here. Jeremiah 16, even though these are my favorite scriptures right here, but these hit points. Jeremiah 16, verse 10 through 13. 10 through 13. Right here. Here we go. Jeremiah 6, this is where we at today. And people don't even know it. They talked about slavery. They talk about, don't even understand. And I'm going to show you something in a few seconds. Thank you, Father. It just hit me. First, let me hit you with this. First, let me give you that. Let me give you that. Then I can give you why we are there, why this happened to it. Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3. Let me hit that for you. I'm going to give you some understanding because there's a lot of things people don't know. A lot of things people do not know, nor do they understand. Right here. Thank you, Father. Oh, look at it. Right here on it. I'm right here at it. Joel chapter 3, verse 3, 6, and 7. Just not to confuse you with the other stuff, I'm going to give you the key. Joel chapter 3, verse 3. All right? I'm hit one first. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. We could go to verse. I'm going to go ahead and read verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, wherever that may be. We may not know what the valley of Jehoshaphat is today, but it's still living. It's still presented, or it's still out here. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage. This is the problem today. We don't know our heritage. Now, Anton said he's a Christian. He don't know his heritage, but that's what he go by. Let me get that part. Definitely got to get that part. For my people and for my heritage. And we are the heritage of the Creator. Israel. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. See, this is what has happened to us, and people don't even know this. People don't even know this. Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And this is what Anton was trying to give to trying to tell Cory. This part right here. I don't know if Anton know about this. It says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Other nations in other countries did that to us as a people. Now, we got to really understand this. There was people over here before the settlers came over here. There were natives here. I'm not going to say Indians. I'm not going to say Americans because they weren't either one. They were the native of the land. There were natives of the land already here. Plus, they did bring people over here as well. So that did happen. So you can't say one thing happened without the other. Both of them happened. People was already here, but they also brought people here as well. This is where we got to open our mind and stop looking one-sided. We got to start opening our mind up and start looking at facts, truth, and understanding. And this is the key. So it says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Right? This is Joel chapter 3. That was 3 right there. And let me jump down to let me go ahead and read it on down from 3 to 7. 1 to 7, shall I say. I'm at 4 now. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre? Tyre is really I think Tyre was the Edomites, some of the Edomites, and Zidon, and all the coast of Philistine. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Verse 5, because, when I say what, is a cause for everything. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold. They did that all across the country. Having they take the gold and silver from one place to another and put it in their museums. And have carried into your temples, their museums, what I was saying, my goodly pleasant things. Their museums, their places, their churches, and things like that. This is what they have done. Verse 6, the children also of Judah, this is us, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto this is your key, the Grecians, the Greeks. They sold them to the Greeks. This is what Anton didn't bring up, but this is what he was talking about. Right here in the scriptures. Ye have sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their borders. Behold, verse 7, behold, I will raise them up out of the place whether ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. I'm just going to leave it right there. 1 through 7, the key verse is 3, 6, and 7, and part of 2, about the heritage. Our heritage. This is the reason why Anton, he would sit and say that he's a Christian. We're not Christians. Christian is a cult. Christian is a religion. The Creator never gave a religion, but see, he don't know that. See, it's a lot of things we all don't know. We all are still learning. But the fact is, he know what he know. Cory know what he know. But we have to be open to conversation to learn more information. We all have to learn. We don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people may think just because you got money don't mean you know everything. Money helps you grow in things in life. It helps you get to things and places in life because you got money, fine. Cory and both of them got more money than me. Money, that is. But when it comes to status, it's a different story. Now, I'm not talking about the status among the people and all this other stuff. I'm talking about status on knowing who you are in your status as a individual, your heritage, your language, and your all that other stuff. That's a different status. That's a whole different category according to the Roman. See, the Roman category is where everybody else is in. The majority of the world is under the Roman. This is the reason why it's shared in chapter 1, in part 1, Daniel chapter 2, about the statue and the Roman Empire that you're in right now. This is where everyone, if you got a birth certificate, Social Security card and ID card, you are of the government of the Roman Empire. You are of the beast. And I don't care how you say it. I don't care how you look at it. You are of the beast. Until you get into your private office, until you get into your executive office, you are part of the system. This system is the beast. Everybody put the two and two. The mark of the beast. No. The mark is one thing, the beast is something else. This is what people don't get. The beast is the system. The beast is the government, which is a corporation, which is the New World Order. The New World Order started in the New World. When the New World started, 1913 to 1933. In between that time, or around one of those times, or around those beginning of those times, is when the New World Order started. New World Order started then. Really, it's 1776. You can say that then. But the whole point, the New World, when it came to this, is when the birth certificate, Social Security card, and ID card came about. This is when it's talking about in Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. This is when the mark, the name, and the number comes in at. A lot of people still looking for tribulation. We've been going through tribulations. All kinds of stuff that people is looking for, we already either we've gone through them, we're in them, or it's still happening now. But people can't see it because they're too busy looking for it when they're in it. And you know what the best analogy that I always use? Everybody is in the toilet, which is hell. Everybody in the toilet stool around mess, piss, and everything else. Eating it, laying on it, sleeping in it, and everything else. Smelling it. They're so used to it, they can't smell it. But it's going to take somebody, it's going to take the spirit. There you go. It's going to take the spirit to bring you up out of that toilet. And how you got to come up, you got to be cleansed spiritually. You got to be cleansed off. Once you're clean and went through your purification, you can see the toilet and you can see everybody that's in it. That's when and it's hard trying to pull people out when they don't want to come out. Some people so comfortable, I got money, I got this. They blinging, they doing whatever they doing. They got their cars, they got their houses, they got all this and that, loving it in the system. Still a slave, an indentured slave. Let me tell you what, everyone on the basketball team, football team, they all still slaves. Whether y'all understand, they making money, they got their car, they doing it, they still slaves. Still slaves. They're just a high value slave, as Kevin Samuels used to say, high value. They're high value slave, but they still slaves. See, the same way you got to be a slave through when your mother turned you over to the system at birth with a birth certificate, Social Security card, and ID card, whether you know it or not, and you got your voter registration and everything else connected, you became a slave at birth. And like I say, that's when they put that cap on your head. See, you was a naked, freeborn baby when you came, but they stuck that cap on your head when they gave you a birth certificate, Social Security card, and ID card. And that's going to follow you from the womb to the tomb until you come out of it. Once you come out, it's a different story. Then you see a different walk of life. You see a different status. You see a different way. Things happen in a whole different way when you get to this point. But people don't know that. People don't understand that because this is something different. It's awkward. It's something totally different than what they know. But the Father, he got everything set up for you. But what did he say in Deuteronomy 30? You have to seek him with your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole soul. See, when you do that, this is when people come to you with information you may need to know. And if you think that you're so far above them that you don't want to come to them, or you don't even want to get to them because you think you are that, you don't know what you think you know. you still ain't in the position that you're going to be in or should be in. Why? Because you think you are that, because you got a little bit of money. That's still the Roman Empire. That's still money. They are in control of that. And what the system is going to, digital. And all everybody doing them in digital program. No different than what you're looking through right now on these televisions, computers, cell phones. No different. You know why? Because everything is going from, let me just do it like this. Let's just say this was a card. You know what type of card I'm talking about. Can you pick this baby up? Let's just say this. Let me show you what this is, though. In case y'all want to see. Just going to let y'all see that about that much. See what this is, if y'all can see it. This is mine. Let's just say this was a credit card, black card, whatever you want to call it. It's digital now, right? This is digital. So now everything, now just like I'm talking about, all the everything that we have is digital now. Let's say they pull the plug. What you got then? All you rich folks, all you people who got money, all you people doing this, all you people who got this and that, they pull the plug. What you got then? If you ain't got no assets, you ain't got no gold, you ain't got no silver, you ain't got no jewels, you ain't got no stones or crystals, you ain't got no kind of asset that you can trade, borrow. I'm just saying, just suppose. Just suppose they pull the plug because you're relying on the digital asset. People don't think about that. People don't think about that. They pull that plug and you thinking everything you got and you stand in a certain situation, even if they pull the, not even to pull they just pull your plug. They pull your plug. Wait. What happened to the Will Smith in Enemy of the State? Y'all remember that? Enemy of the State? What happened to Will Smith then? They was chasing him off of something that they didn't know if he had or not. They just, no matter what, they just thought. On Enemy of the State. And many other programs, something like that. I wish I had others in mind to share with you. But the whole point is they pull your plug. They take your currency from you, the system. But you got to be in a certain status. That ain't going to bother. They ain't got to worry about that. When you get in a certain status, you don't have to worry about that. But until then, you are a slave of the system. You're a slave of the system. And a lot of people don't want to accept it. But what, like I said over here in Joel chapter 3, this is what happened. What Anton was talking about. Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna read verse. I'm gonna give you the key ones right here again. Of 3, 6, 3 and 6. 3, 6, and 7, matter of fact. Joel chapter 3, verse 3, 6, and 7. Because I already gave you 1 through 7. I'm gonna hit it again for you though. Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Verse 6. The children also of Judea and the children of Jerusalem have they sold unto the Grecians. Who I say the Greeks was? Remember I said the Greeks was? They was the bronze. They was the belly and the thighs in Daniel chapter 2. And they devoured the whole earth. The children also of Judea and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that they might move them far from their border. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember over in Africa, it called about the something of no return, the place of no return, something of no return. That happened. That was real. Some people say, well, that didn't happen. It was real. That happened. I'm not saying it happened, it didn't pour this whole country up, because there were people already here. But that did happen to certain ones that was brought over here. Then it says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, Who we talking about? Who the Creator talking about? The Africans, the ones over there that sold us to the Grecians. You see? And whether they're Grecians or Romans, both of them is Esau. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Now, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Because of this right here. Jeremiah 16, verse 10 through 13, it states, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, that they shall say unto thee, wherefore have Yah our Father pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against Yah our Father? Verse 11, then shalt thou say unto them, see, the Creator always give you a cause and effect. Jeremiah 16 and 11, then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, our ancestors. Your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yah, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. What is Anton doing right now? And I'm not blaming him. He said he a Christian. How much of a Christian? What entails a Christian? Now, that'd be your key. What entails a Christian? Now, I'm not talking about Anton. I'm just talking about things that people don't know that they should know. But what they don't know is what was put upon them, and they're carrying something they don't know. That's all I'm saying. No different than Cory didn't know half the stuff that Anton was saying. Anton was breaking him and schooling him on stuff that he didn't know. Cory only could stand on what he know. But I'm sharing stuff that Anton may not know. I'm not saying he don't know. He may not know this. All this is done. Everything that's going on was from the Father. Oh, that cold came up. Everything that has happened unto us happened to us because the Father did it to us because we transgressed the law. Now, you tell me, what is a Christian? A Christian is someone that believes in what the Creator just about to say in a few moments. Believes in the idol. And the world is still there. You still try to bring it to their understanding how they believing in the idol. They can't. But see, that's still their mind is blocked. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you that in a few moments. I'm about to get. Woo, Father, giving it to me tonight. Okay, let me get that together. Came up right, practically right up on it. There you go, right there. That's it, right here. Got it set. I'm just giving you the reasons and the understanding why we're going through the things we're going through. A lot of people are satisfied where they're at because they understand where they're at, but they understand for what they're in. They don't understand where we're at because they don't know how we got here. And this is the reason why I said declaring the end from the beginning. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. Actually, 9 and 10, which I read just before we got off of part 1. But this right here is giving you understanding. It just told you a few minutes ago in Joel chapter 3 that they sold our people sold a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine. Then they sold us to the Grecians that they may move us far from our borders. But why did that happen? Creator's telling us right here. Again, verse 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore have Yah pronounced all this great evil against us, or what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against Yah our Father? Then shalt thou say unto them, he's telling you, this is what I want you to tell them. This is why. Because your fathers have forsaken me, saith Yah, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me. People worshiping Jesus, Buddha, Prophet Muhammad, Farrakhan, whoever it is, anything, you're breaking the first commandment. That's the key. When you call upon anybody's name, in Jesus' name, you're breaking the first commandment. In Muhammad's name, you're breaking the first commandment. In Yeshua's name, you're breaking the first commandment. In Emmanuel's name, you're breaking the first commandment. Even if you're talking about Buddha, you're breaking first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. When you say in anybody or anything's name, you just broke the command. Well, what should we pray in? The name of the creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of Israel. That is his name forever. Now, even though it's a title, it's a name. That's it. That way, you don't believe me? Go to Exodus chapter 3, verse 15. Exodus 3, 15 and 16. Let me make sure I get that correct. Because they got one, everybody thinking is Ahaya. Let me make sure I get that correct. It's Exodus 3, 15, 14, 15, or 16. Exodus. There we go, right here. Exodus 3:15. Exodus 3:15. And Yah said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me unto you. And say, this is my name forever. You see that? This is my name forever. And this is my memorial unto all generations. The creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's how you recognize him, whether y'all get it or not. But here we go. And have worshipped them and have forsaken me and have not kept my law. This is part 11. Jeremiah 16 and 12. And ye, which is you, have done worse than your fathers, than your ancestors, talking about us, our people. For behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart. And that's what everybody do. Cory walking after his imagination. Anton walking after his imagination. Everybody else in the world walking after, but they ain't walking after the imagination of Yah, which is given his laws, his statutes, and his covenant. And I can understand Anton is on the road to understand because this is what he believes and where he's at. You know? And he believes he's living a certain lifestyle. Whatever lifestyle it is, I can't tell you what it is or not. But it's still blasphemy to the Creator's word. I can show you that in Revelation. I ain't gonna do that. I could do it tonight. I'm only 30-something minutes in. But I can go to Revelation and break it down. I can do it right there in chapter 13. When it says he made an image. Ooh, come on. Man, I'm about to go into it tonight. But I can show y'all. And what he's talking about, and I got history on me to break it down to you as well. See, that's what you got to go by. History, prophecy, and the scripture and the Creator's word, which is the law of the Almighty. But here we go. Verse 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Unto who? The Creator. How do you hearken unto his word? 13, last verse for this point. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not. We didn't know this land, even though we was born over here. They called it Chicago. They called it Detroit. They called it Michigan. They called it Illinois. They called it Lansing. They called it California. They changed the name of the land. They came over, took the land, and changed the names. Now Detroit, I know is named after. I think Detroit is after a native tribe. I think Illinois is after a native tribe. You know what I'm saying? They respect, I think they take names, they respect certain things for certain reasons, for whatever. But we got a lot of native tribes and things and stuff like that. But what have they also done? They've taken names from Germany and put them on streets over here. Am I right or wrong? This street not too far from me, I know name is I performed in Dresden. It's a street over here named Dresden, right up the street from me. Dresden is a city that got bombed, in World War II. They still building when I was performing when I was in Europe. Went there to perform, had a good time. But they gave me a little bit of history on it. Dresden is a city in Germany that was bombed, and they still building the city. And that's what, and it's more than that. All kind, about 3 or 4 names. It's all kind of names of German names of streets over here in America. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep moving. Verse 13. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye, which is you, nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other deities, gods, day and night, where I will not show you favor. And that is what has happened to us. So we have not been shown favor. Now, Cory has his portions of things that he hasn't seen favor in. Anton have seen things that he haven't had favor in. But a lot of things, everything has their own purpose for things. Everybody has different experiences all across this land. Detroit is different than California. Chicago is different than Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Mississippi is different from Alabama. It's different things going on in different places all across the land. If y'all don't think about it, if y'all don't believe me, look back in the 80s and the 90s when we was coming up. In different places around, matter of fact, the 70s. 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s when we was coming up, when we was growing. In each different area in the world, in the country, there were certain different things going on. Detroit don't have gangs. That's why we stand alone. That's why I said, angry man, got to give you props. I got to throw you out there. You did a good one on Anton and Cory today because you did it and you analyzed everything as you was going through. You wasn't biased, but you were showing things as it was. And if you look at the whole thing, you got to understand it and see it for what it is. No matter how much people want to try to call out Anton, it was brought to him for him to bring it out the way he did. And all he did was stand on principle as a man. And if any of y'all are men, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't care where you at. I don't care where you at, where you are. You stand as a man. And everybody have their different ways of standing. I can't speak on other people. But you stand as a man. And if some people can de-escalate the situation, which was good. Cory did that. He did a good job at that. He de-escalated it by not going out. He turned around in chair and said, no, because what's going to take it outside? When he de-escalated it, it should have been done right there. It could have been smooth. But you know what? It still would have been a talk, but both of them would have had, it would have been in both of them favor. Because everybody could see it. If Cory would have left it alone, it'd have been like, okay, it didn't go down. Cory didn't want to go that far, even though he didn't say nothing. He didn't say it again because he didn't have to. Both of them money would have been messed up. That's what it was about. He ain't come there to fight. He come there to have a conversation. It's about money. If Anton come on the show, it was about money for Cory and it's about money for Anton. For both of them. For both of them, but everything went the way it went. Hey, if Cory hadn't stayed on that conversation, it could have went smooth. They could have ended on a whole different note. Because I believe, because I'm the same way. When I'm sincere about something, I'm sincere. If it was ice, it was ice. He apologized. Anton, now I tell you, if he, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just like that too. If I apologize to you, it's over. I'm good. I'll give you a hug, man. Man, we good. We apologize. It's ice. We good. Let's move. But let's go get something to eat after this. You know what I'm saying? And then we can say, man, that was what it was. But Cory kept harping on it. Cory kept harping on it. And that's why it ended up the way it did. That's why it ended up the way it did. I sure wish those brothers could have ironed that out. But like I said, when Woods called said, man, I'm good. He shook his hand. He said, I'm good. Cory kept harping on it. And you know something? And I got to say it, and I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to say it. It looked like there was some trauma there with Cory. Because I can understand if we'd have said that and it was done, it's over and done, and no need to keep harping on it. But now cheap shots is being put in, implemented. Now you're trying to bring up something that has nobody else knew nothing about the situation that he's trying to get. Now, if she's on his platform, he don't know nothing about his platform. So you trying to talk about it, and then that's what he meant by not being on code. And my wife know that I can have another wife if I choose to, because this is our lifestyle. The lifestyle we live in is not our lifestyle, but we think is our lifestyle. I'm talking about this in the world we live in today. But she know I can, but I choose to be where I am because I'm not bringing nothing in that's going to break up what I got. If I get another one, the creator going to bring it my way. And I'll know. I'll know. But I know the creator gave me who I have. So you can't mess nothing up that's already going good. If your wife know you, you ain't got nothing to worry about. So that was a cheap shot there. And then you're trying to know something on camera, which is, if you want to know about that, talk to me off camera, or you should have talked about that before we even got on. You're bringing something on camera that you don't even want to bring all the way out. They didn't think about all that. So I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. I'm being straight up, and that's just how I am as well. But we got a lot. We got a lot of boys out here, and I'm saying boys because instead of being honest with the situation, and instead of it was one show I seen when I think Anton, he was talking to another group, and one brother saying, one woman was saying, yeah, about one winning. He said it ain't about winning or losing. It's not about winning or losing. Cory was what was standing his ground, and Anton stood his ground. It's not about winning or losing. People want to make it look, and that's the difference. We put each other up against each other too much. That's why we can't get nowhere. That's the crab in the barrel situation. Oh, he won. He won. Right after the first time I seen it, I turned. I'm seeing Cory or Anton. They got Cory or Anton. Whose side you taking? Something wrong with y'all. Y'all the problem. Instead of trying to resolve things, y'all too busy trying to make money off the calamity of things that didn't happen. And if you see me here, I'm just speaking. I get on, I speak, I doing what I promised the creator. I ain't monetize all that stuff. I haven't even gotten to that point yet. My computer is still would you say prehistoric? I got a ThinkPad. I gotta get me, and I ain't ashamed to say man, listen. I ain't ashamed to say what I am, who I am, because I'm who I am, and I'm living. You know what I'm saying? Some people out here want to be like, oh, see, I ain't gotta show, what's all that? All that ain't nothing. I mean, you can't take it with you. All the stuff you get while you're here is only a moment in time. It's good to enjoy what you have, but enjoy what you got, not what you're looking for to get. I'm enjoying what I have. I'm enjoying my wife. I'm enjoying my children that comes around when they come around. I'm enjoying the comfortability that I do have. Whatever I have, I'm thankful for what I have. If the creator bless me with anything other, I'm thankful for that. And if I'm trying to get something, I'm not trying to kill myself to get it. Because it's going to come. That's the difference that people should work hard for what they want, but the whole thing is, how hard do you have to work if it's already meant for you? I'm not saying don't work, but you got to work for what you want and what you need. Man, boy, our people is sad. But like I said, that Jeremiah 16:13, therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye, which is you, know not, neither you nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. That was Jeremiah 16, verse 10 through 13. And right now, as I was sharing, I was about to share with you as well, the reason why people are like the way they are today, Isaiah chapter 29, actually verse 10 through 13. I'm going to read 13 because that's the key verse. Then I'll read 10 through 13. But the key verse is this. Wherefore Yah said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, they do a lot of talking about the Creator, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. And guess where your precepts of men come from? Christianity. Yeah. Oh, why you say that's the precepts of men? And I'm keep hearing, oh, Ethiopia, 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 Ethiopia. They had their Bibles. So how many other Bibles? Y'all talking about Ethiopia? How many other nations had their Bibles? The Creator had the word from the beginning. But who did he give his word to for his word to go through? Israel. Israel. That's who he gave his word to. I don't care how much Ethiopia had what. That's just something written no different than, oh, they had their Bible before the Romans had theirs. The Egyptians had the hieroglyphics. But the word was before that. Do y'all know about the Hammurabi Code? Scriptures is there too. See, the law has always been here. Do y'all know about the Ma'at out of Mizraim, which they call Egypt? The Ma'at, the 42 negative confessions. Do y'all know about those? Oh, this is of the law. It's of the law. But the Creator specifically gave this law to Israel. And how do I know and understand it was given to Israel? Because the stuff we going through is written right here in the book. The stuff that has happened from then up until now and this coming is written right here in the book. This is who the law was for, and this is who he said was going to be a kingdom of priests. This is how you get to know, by studying, researching, and finding out knowledge and information. People choose to follow, just like people follow Christianity. We all was at one place at one time, but we all are supposed to grow. See what I'm saying? I like both of them. I mean, when I say I like both of them, I think both of them are brothers. I don't have nothing against either one of them. I don't have no side, you know. Excuse me. Anton's a fellow Detroiter. And I just seen today when he showed, I think he said he's on Green Lawn. I think it was Green Lawn, Green, I don't know if it was, it had to be off 6 miles, 7 miles, somewhere over that way. Somewhere 6 miles, 7 miles, near 8 Mile, between 8 Mile and 6 Mile. Green Lawn. I know where that's at, on the west side. I think he said Green Lawn. It was A Lawn, where he grew up in Detroit. I'm like, man, I got him by some years though. I got him. I think I got him and Cory by some years. I got him and Cory by some years. More. I got Anton by more years than I got Cory, but yet and still, you know. But other than that, man, we just got to grow. We got to come. Things is happening for a purpose. That's all I got to say. Even this happened when that happened. It was for a purpose. Number one, it happened on national. It happened nationwide for a purpose. Number one, it all depends on where your mind at. You got to get your minds right. These was two brothers at odds. That's all it was. That's what we go through. The cowards get guns. I'm just gonna say it. Cowards got there. My trigger finger. They scared to fight. Now, if you get to the point where you have to fight, you can't fight, or you're sick or something like. Cory could have been sick. He could have diabetes. Don't even know. Could have cancer and somebody don't. Anything. You know what I'm saying? I thought about that when I was sitting there looking. I said, man, Cory could be sick. He's an older guy. He might got things going on people don't know about. You know. Many of us still feel young in many different ways, but many of us know that we're older as well, and there's certain things we shouldn't do. So we should watch how we talk to people, what we say, the way, because you never know what somebody else is coming or the way they're gonna come. And I had right after that, I felt the sincerity in Cory's voice at first. But he got to talk about the woman and this and that. Where did that come from? A lot of people choose to do what they want to do, but then I really want to tell you this. Let me get this last point in Revelation because I just hit my mind because I don't want to leave it. I really want to tell you this. There's a lot of people with demons in them in this world today that don't know they got them in them. And just the actions that they show. I'm not talking about Cory or Anton, but I'm just saying people in general. They have demons in. And just the fact on your intellect. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about other people out here. Not because, but this situation really shows who have even Democrats, Democrat and Republican, all throughout all 25. There you go. Throughout all 25. These Democrats come in with stuff, and I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm a watchman. Okay, I'm a sit back, I'm a watchman. You want to know what watchman is? Ezekiel chapter 33, 1 through 20, then 30 through 33. Ezekiel 33, and then Ezekiel chapter 2 and chapter 3. Check those two chapters out. 3 chapters out. Chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 33. But in 33, skip 21 through 29. Skip that because that's a story. But 1 through 20 and 30 through 33 in chapter 33 of Ezekiel. I need to check those things out. But over here, now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I feel like I will go through it. But I'm going to give you portions in here just so that something you may not know. And then if y'all want to let me know if y'all, who have stayed around long enough to know, I give you the breakdown to this if you ever want to know. So y'all come on and let me know what you want to know. Or connect with me. My number's in the information. Right here. First, number one, I'm going to say, I'm going to skip through certain points here to show you about the Roman Empire and where we at. All right. The first beast. Revelation 13, and I stood upon the stand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads. To break down those 7 heads, that's the 7 continents. That's the 7 heads. And 10 horns. The horns are power. These are 10 horns, 10 powers upon the continents, and upon his horns 10 crowns. Whatever those powers were, those 10 kingdoms. Those crowns represents kingdoms. Right? And upon his heads the names of blasphemy. There go all your different blasphemy, all these different religions and all the stuff that like I said, Buddha, Islam, and all that other stuff. The Father never gave none of that stuff. That's the name of blasphemy. Father never gave all those religions. That's where the blasphemy is coming from. But now, second half of 2. And I'm just going to go from here. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. The dragon was the Greeks, which gave the beast, which is the Roman Empire, his power, his seat, and great authority. He gave Rome everything, which was still Esau. All he did is say, here, son, take over. That's all Greek did to Rome. And Rome took over. And then number 3. I'm just giving you portions here to get understanding too. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death. On one of the continents, sound like Europe. And I saw one of his head as it was wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed. And what was that? Christianity. Why was it wounded to death? Do your research. I'm going to give you something to look up. King Constantine, y'all know, in 325 AD, brought up the Council of Nicaea. But look at King Constantinople. in 381 AD when they moved out the Arians, and this is where Christianity started to build with the bishops. 56 years. That was the deadly wound. The deadly wound was the Arians and the bishops fighting for 56 years, trying to build Christianity in the world under the Roman Empire. And that's the deadly wound when the deadly wound was healed, which is Christianity. Another point of blasphemy. And they worshiped the dragon, who, Greek, which gave power unto the beast, Rome, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is like unto Rome? When you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. If Romans all over the world, you're going to do what they do, right? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Those great things and blasphemy was Christianity. And this was in the Tinsdale Bible, the Geneva Bible, the Tinsdale, Geneva, and there's one more that I had. Tinsdale Bible, the Geneva Bible, and the excuse me. There's three main ones that I remember looking up. Tinsdale Bible, the Geneva Bible, and the Wycliffe Bible. There we go. The Wycliffe Bible. Those were the three Bibles after the Law and Prophets. These are the ones, and then they had the Great Bible. Then you had the Authorized King James Version, which was the 1611 Bible. Then you had the Revised King James Version, which is where you had Jesus in that Bible. The Revised King. See, all this right here, blasphemy and all this stuff that's going on. In verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Remember I was talking about heaven? Here. Them that dwell, that number 6, break it down. And he opened his mouth, blasphemy against Yah. Christianity and all the other Christians and religions across the world. But people don't know that. This is what you think, a dragon. The dragon, the 7 heads of the dragon, 7 continents. This stuff people don't know. Creator has given me to understand. When I seen it, Creator gave this to me. Let me keep it moving. And was given unto him to make war with the saints. Isn't that what happened to us as a people? This is why we don't know who we are. The Father said that I'm going to send you a land that ye know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known, where I will not show you favor. I just read that. I'm giving you understanding. And was given unto him to make war with the saints and overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. That's worldwide. That's all 7 countries. They took over everywhere they went. People don't see that though. Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the what? And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Who? The beast, the Roman Empire. Shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundations of the world. I have to go into that to break that down for you, because the Lamb is the spirit upon Israel and upon Judah and upon Israel. That's the Lamb. People are looking for one man. When it talked about the Lamb, I'm about to go into it. When it talked about the Lamb, it talked about the spirit, Sheol. You find that in Genesis chapter 49, verse 8 through 12. Your key verse is 10. Genesis 49 and 10, when it says Sheol, not Sheol. When it says Sheol is Sheol is hell. Satan is the grave. Let me get it for you. I hate saying something without getting it. I gotta get it. Verse 10. Let me break it down for you real quick. Genesis 49 and 10. Let me get that for you real quick. See, here it goes. Hey, Father, give it to me, give it to you. Right here. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. The scepter, what does the scepter is in the king's hand? The scepter anoints those, right? Or he dubs those. That's what the king does. He dubs those. Judah is the one that is the lawgiver. What it says? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. His seed, Judah's seed, is the lawgiver. Not talking about one man. It's talking about the seed of Judah. Judah itself. Everybody did that because that was taught to the world. Until Shiloh, there you go, till Shiloh come. Let me hit 10 again. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. Shiloh is the spirit in this day and time. Shiloh is the spirit in this day and time that's going to rest upon Judah and upon Israel to awaken the world. That's the lamb. Judah is the lamb. People don't understand. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Now they say him, they think it's talking about one person. Him is Judah as a portion of Israel, which is Judah is the one, the nation out of Israel that has become great in the earth. Because we always talk about the matter of fact, right over here, what it says over here in verse 8 and 9, before you get to 10. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Don't everybody talk about Judah today? See, I have to go back and show you facts. Don't everybody talk about the Lion of Judah. You don't hear about Issachar or all these other nations. You hear about Judah. Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Isn't that what we're doing right now? Talking information, letting be known the real truth and facts. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stoopeth down, he crouches as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall arouse him? Then 10, which is the key. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, neither a law nor a lawgiver from between his feet. That means his seed is lawgiver, not one man. Judah's seed. And like I break down people, let me put this in your ear. David is the establishment of the Creator's kingdom. The seed of David. David had more seeds than just Solomon, but he had other sons and daughters. Well, I can say daughters. He had other sons as well. But we're looking at David's seed. Now, look at the main seed from David, which is Solomon, that came after David. Solomon had 1,000 wives, 700 wives, 300 concubines, meaning other nationalities, but yet and still 1,000. Think about how many children out of 1,000 children that spread it throughout the world from those 1,000 seeds. Oh, this is too far over people's head. They can't see this. Think about how many children that those seeds had throughout the world. A tree don't carry one fruit, and that one fruit don't have one seed to carry one, like the way they reading it. People's minds are blind. But let's keep it moving. So, now, that was the end of 8. And all that dwell upon the earth, you see that? And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. Who is him? Whose names are not written in the book of life. To worship him who? Rome, the Roman Empire. Slain from the life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Now let's go over here. I'm saying I wasn't going to go through it like that, but I'm giving you understanding. Now, the second beast. I'm just giving you certain points this time. Usually I go straight through it. I'm giving you certain points out here. Second beast, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. See, it's another beast, another kingdom. And he had 2 horns like a lamb. Guess what 2 horns is? And guess what the lamb means? The lamb means being young. The 2 horns is Democrat and Republican. This is what I mean by being stuck up in something you don't know you're caught up in. And had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. I spoke as a dragon, called whichever one won, Democrat or Republican, they spake with authority. They spake with authority. Verse 12. And he executed all the power of the first beast. All the power of the first beast, what? Christianity and everything else they did. Only thing they did with when it came to the games of the Roman Empire, the games of the gladiators, they didn't just switch from killing men and killing animals and stuff to switching over to now they got games. Now they got team and team battling each other. But what's the key here? Money. Money is the key now. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, which was Christianity. That's the deadly wound, Christianity, right? Now, you can believe it or not. I got proof of everything I'm talking about. You can be just like Anton trying to school Cory, and Cory still believing what he believed. No different than I'm sharing information and y'all can still stay right where you at. No different. I prove what I'm talking about. You can stay where you at if you want to. I know where I'm at. But check this out. What I really want to get to now down here, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, which is of the system, saying to them that dwell on the earth, here we go, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image. This is in your New Testament. The image is your Jesus. Your Jesus. The image that they should, the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, the image to Roman Empire, which had the womb by a sword and did live. What womb was that? Christianity. What was the image? Jesus. 1611, Zeus. Zeus don't have a image. But when you get to the Revised King James Version, you got Jesus. Now, if you start saying Isus, Iesous or Iesus, you don't have you say that, people don't know what you're talking about. Say the word Jesus. You got an image come up in your mind, whether it's Caucasian or melanated. An image gonna come up in your mind of a man with a halo over and all kind of stuff. Because that's what we've been taught and programmed. And he had to the beast which had the wound by his sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who had power? The beast had power to give life. Don't people say Jesus lived today? Jesus lived today. My Jesus. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as men that would not worship the image. Isn't that what the Crusaders did? Crusaders went around making people accept that Jesus. They went around making people accept that Jesus. And how they make them both speak. And when the red words, that's Jesus talking. Jesus said, what would Jesus do? Jesus said this. Jesus said that. Jesus. People don't know. Don't have understanding. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's what the Crusaders did. Now you can read it all the way down here, but when you get to 18, well, right here when it says, and he causes both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive. Now the mark is later on, which is in this day and time, if not later, but in this day and time, the mark in their right hand or in their forehead. That's the mark. People talk about the mark of the beast all the time, but they don't recognize who and what the beast is. That's the system. But the mark is something that the system won't come with, which I believe was the jab. Then it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the, let's get the mark out the way for now, because that's last. Or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. The name is your is the name and number is in all caps, which is your birth certificate. I don't think it's your birth certificate anymore, but I do believe, because the birth certificate is a bond. But the Social Security card and your ID card is in all caps. That's your name. That's not your name. That's the name that they're talking about. and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had, except that he had the mark. We're going to look at Mark. We're going to say the name of the beast or the number of his name. You look on the back of your Social Security card, it says it's not yours. So it's the beasts, it's the systems. But when you go to 18, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding, count the number of the beast. Who's the head? For it is the number of a man. Oh, this electron, protons, and neutrons and all. No, this talking about a certain man. You're coming up with your own idea. This talking about a certain man of the Roman Empire of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six. 603 score and six, that's the Pope, who took over from Caesar. A lot of people, boy, how Brother Vine, you say, y'all need teaching bad. We all got to learn. We all got to learn. We all got to pick up. We all got to grow. But a lot of people they choose to be where they want to be. I'm thankful the Father has allowed me to get to where I am and where I'm growing to. Other than that, I just like to say that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevail him not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This prophesies for you to see that Mikael is really me. You know what? Something come to my mind. My me's gonna call this checkers and chess. Anton and Cory. Anton's checker and chess Cory. For Cory chess. That's what's kind of on my mind on giving. But right now, what we're going to do, we're going to end this night with the benediction. Great, get ready to get off because we've been on here for a little while. I just hope everybody got something out of the information tonight on this way, this platform, and with a better understanding. Excuse me. So, before we go, Instagram look like they good. Nope. We're on YouTube Live. YouTube Live. Let's see what we got over here. Okay, we got Makasir. What's happening, bruh? How you doing, Makasir? MH Jurity Rules. What's up? DJ Green 18. What's up, my guy? What's happening? And DJ Green 18 said hi. How you doing? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Glad that y'all came through for the moment that you were here. Let's look over here. Call me Big Mama. How you doing, Big Mama? Glad you stopped by for a quick moment. Team Abbas. Team Abyss. How you doing, Team Abyss? Sound like my brother Abyss that I used to know in Atlanta. Who played, I think he played the guitar, but how you doing, bro? I think that's you. And Tom Snyder. How you doing, Tom? All right. Just want to say greetings to those who came by, said hey, and just at least stuck their head in, you know. But other than that, just like to say that I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and also let you know that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This is prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and we're going to end it with the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. This is the benediction that the Creator spoke to Moses to tell Aaron to tell the people. And it states, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. And Yah lift his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name, which is the law, upon Israel, and Yah will bless them. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Bakuto Violam, Va'ed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Father. Bless you for all you do, been doing the plan to do. We bless you, praise you, and thank you for all you've done, been doing the plan to do. Keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We bless you, praise you, and thank you for all you've done, given us, and brought us to. In your holy word we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. Yeah. So from here, I'd like to share with you, as I was sharing in part one, that on Tuesdays, on Tuesday rising, at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. after dark, after the sun go down after sun go down on Tuesday, at 9 p.m. Eastern time and 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Excuse me. Excuse me. We have Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And in Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, we're sharing with people how to get into their sovereign status, how to become, what should I say, how to get into their the national status in order to become to get in their private office. Now, this is something that you'll learn. If you're interested, you're welcome to come through. All I ask you to do is text me your name, number, and email, and also text me that I would like to know more about the sovereign classes. And what I would do is put your email in my calendar, my Google Calendar, and it's going to come up in your email, and you will accept my dates that we have for my Zooms. And then once you accept it, they're going to come up in your email, in your calendar. That way you will be set to come to each. I mean, you can come to any night that we have going on. Plus, you'll be ready for that night as well, because that's Zoom only. Tune at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time and at 9 p.m. Eastern time, the time of Tuesday, as we call it. It's the only day, and that day, excuse me, and that will be on Zoom and Zoom only. We're not public on that. This is private. Other than that, you can text me that information or call me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Don't forget to add, when you text me that, your name, number, email. Also add that you want to know more about the sovereign classes. Now you can also email me at Lakaim at Gmail, which is LKHYYM at gmail.com. That's LKH. Excuse me. That's LKHYYM at gmail.com. All right. Now, if you'd like to get on any of my platforms publicly, or like to connect with me on YouTube and my X, formerly known as Twitter, as YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter, under JuicePro33, which is spelled JUICEPRO33. Again, that's spelled JUICEPRO33. Please, that's X, formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share the information. That's JuicePro33. And don't forget, you can also connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space THEJUICE. Again, that's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Now, if you'd like to connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks, my Instagram and one of my TikToks is L'chaim_the_juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM _, THEJUICE. That's one of my TikToks and my Instagram. Now, my other TikTok and my other YouTube, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICE That's MICHAELTHEJUICE. That's my other YouTube and my other TikTok. Please like, subscribe, and share. And now on my full version, which is on Patreon and Rumble. There's patreon.com and rumble.com. Both of them is /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com and patreon.com/LKHYYM. Now, if you'd like to get on my YouTube, my Instagram, my Zoom platforms, you can, I'm in the post, but like I said, text me your information and I can give you that. And also, we're on every Sunday, the night after Sunday, shall I say, at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is of Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation, which is tonight, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And tomorrow night, which is night after Monday, we have Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, which is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And then don't forget, following that night after Monday, we have the Rising of Tuesday, and the night after the sun go down Tuesday, we have at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Eastern time. We have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. I gave you the information on how to connect with me there, and we'll go from there. And then we have on the Sabbath day, which is people call Saturday, on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon, which is at noonday, which is the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning, at noonday, at the peak of the day, we have Assembly of the Righteous, which is the Assembly of the Righteous, which is the righteous come together on the Sabbath day to do Yah's will by going through the word, keeping the word, and studying the word. We're going through the book, and right now we're in 1 Kings. Next week we'll be in chapter 2. Excuse me. Next week we'll be in chapter 2. So other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I'm going to say bye to Zoom first. Love you, appreciate love you. Hope anybody got some information out of this. And like I say, I don't know how I'm going to call this. Cory Chess. Anton Chess, Cory Checkers. Maybe. It all depends. I might just call it Cory and Anton and Cory. That's the way it went. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. Zoom. See you soon.